What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
Heck yeah, man.
Okay. So before we get started, I guess you can just tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. I'm um I just graduated high school. I'm from Coleman, Alabama, so it's a small town. It there's two bigger cities. 45 minutes north of me is Huntsville, and 45 minutes south of me is Birmingham. Um, But my name's Ethan Edgeworth. I go to Cold Springs High School. It's a super small school, so it's a 2A school in Alabama. That's the classifications. So it goes from 1 to 7A. And yeah, so I go to a super small school, and I like to fish. That's some of my hobbies. I'm a big fisherman. Um, and yeah, I'll be heading to the University of Tennessee next year to run track and cross country. So.
Okay. My first question for you is how did you begin running and what was your main motivation?
Yeah. So my so I went to another county school in my county. Uh, they weren't as good as at running as Cold Springs is. Or like they didn't have the history in it. But
Mhm.
I was a big basketball player, football player, baseball player. Um, Coming into middle school, and there was a football game I broke my arm in, and I was still I really want to be a good basketball player, so. I was like, I need to stay in shape for basketball, so I started running cross country. Just running like 3 miles a day, and I got pretty good at it. And I ended up running like 1908 my seventh grade year in cross country, and I was like, okay, I thought I have a big shot of doing good, and I still play basketball. I played basketball all the way up until sophomore year, and that's when I quit. And then, but eighth grade year, I moved over to Cold Springs, where I am now, or where I was. That's where I graduated from. And yeah, it just went from there. Quit football and everything. So
So, with the other sports, like how do you think that affected building an aerobic base in running?
yeah, so I was always one of the fastest on the team. Like in baseball, they had you like go from foul pole to foul pole, and I was always one of the fastest on the team and everything. But I think that since I didn't get started super early, like in when I was like a kid or whatever, um, it made me, I guess, like made it more enjoyable seventh through ninth grade year, and just had fun with it until like I had to start talking to colleges and having a lot of like, yeah, I have to run this time rather than I just want to have fun with it.
Hmm. So, at what point were you like, okay, I'm gonna go to college for this?
mm, I would say probably like after freshman year, I was like, if I progress um I've already progressed, I could go somewhere like big, like, and but I would say after I ran 910 early sophomore year in the 3200, I was like, okay, yeah, I can go somewhere big.
Okay. So when you were like a freshman and sophomore, what was your like training and mindset like towards running?
Yeah, so freshman year, it was just not coming in after, it was coming back after COVID. So I was like, I just want to have fun with it. Didn't get to have a COVID. Didn't get to have that year during COVID because, the world shut down. But
Hmm.
um, it was really just to have fun with it those 2 years. And then like later sophomore years, whenever I like started like super taking it super seriously and, you know, like building my mileage up. So like freshman year, I was hitting, I don't really know, maybe 40 to 45 a week.
Hmm.
Probably not even that, to be honest. And then sophomore year, around track seasons, whenever I started like building up and going probably like almost 50. So,
Okay. So now you're obviously at a point where you're one of the top runners in the country. How was it getting that state record this year?
Man, so there was actually a couple that I got this season. So I got the state record in the 32. I ran that at Arcadia, so in California, and that's probably the one I'm most proud of 8:38. And it's just it's crazy to think about it because I know that if I wouldn't have been in that race, then I probably wouldn't have ran um sub 840 this year, like in another race than that. So, but I was super happy about my solo in the 1600. I soloed 403 at state, um, and that really, I guess, like kind of broke through the mile of like I could. There's a big possibility of going sub four, and
Mm-hmm.
obviously, I didn't do that, but I ran 402 for the full mile. That's four flat for 1600 at running lane. So I think that is like a good ending on my high school career, especially, I have something to work towards now, freshman year of college, and hopefully I can get that sub four next year. So.
Okay. So at running lane, there was obviously it was a very like loud crowd, a lot of flashing lights. How do you think that affected your race?
Yeah. So, like I said, Huntsville, that's where running lane is. It's only like 45 minutes away from me. So, when my name got called out, it was like the whole crowd was like on my side, and I feel like that really
Mm-hmm.
helped me um gain, like, I guess, confidence, that everybody was on my side in that race, and coming down the home stretch the last time, it was just crazy. Like, you can go back and watch the video. Like, it was so loud, and like you really can't hear that when you're in the moment. And like whenever I got my name called, I really couldn't like hear how loud it was because I was like super locked in the moment. But yeah, I'm just like so happy that running lane is held in Alabama, and it's super convenient for me. So.
So this is kind of a fun fact about running lane. When we were doing the name call us at the beginning of the race, I was there cheering for Tommy Latham, obviously, since he's a Georgia native
Yeah.
as well. And this lady walked up to me and asked me like who am I cheering for, like a bunch of questions like that. And then she was like, "Oh, I'm cheering for my son, Ethan Edgeworth." And I was like, "Oh, that's so fun." So I got to have a nice conversation with your mom before the race
Yeah,
and
man.
made sure to cheer extra loud for you afterwards. So, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so my next question is what is your decision like not going to a national meet like Nike or New Balance?
Yeah. So, that's like I could probably talk all day on this, but so after Arcadia, I got invited to Brooks PR and like all the national meets.
Okay.
Like New Balance invited me to some, and then Nike invited me to Hayward and Oregon. But I my goal is freshman year for cross country is to race. Uh, you know, be on the travel team and race and not redshirt. So I talked to Tennessee coach Sean Carlson, and I was like, "What do you think is the best move if like that's my goals?" And he was like, "Well, I mean, you need 8 to 10 weeks of training under like our training, like getting your base built up, and if you're running June 12th, that's whenever Brooks is." You take 1 to 2 weeks off, that's already like almost July, and you're not even base training yet. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So like it's I'm I would have done all the national meets, but having ran 8:38, there's not really much you can prove, um
Yeah.
other than like winning stuff. And if I would say if I had another year in high school, I would have definitely ran the national meets. I
Hmm.
probably should have last year, but um, yeah, I'm super happy with my season though. I'm glad I ended it when I did. I took a week off to refocus my head, my body, and yeah, I'm getting back into it this week. So it's
Okay.
that's
So you've been a very like underrated, under the radar athlete for like the entire season. Like, how do you think that's affected you?
Yeah. So, um, I always joke around with like a lot of like, teammates and like other runners that
Hmm
if you ever get interviewed before a race or something, it's almost always you're not gonna like run as good as somebody
hmm
that like you could probably like name some. I could name some people that did that. I could actually name myself that did it at Nike regionals in North Carolina. And
hmm
but yeah, I would say that being an underdog, I have no pressure going into anything. So, especially like out of state races. So, like Arcadia, no pressure going in there. It was just me and my coach talking like what I could do and what we think I could do. And I really shocked everybody, I feel like. But yeah, it's really just being the underdog, have no pressure. And
hmm
as we go roll, like anything that has pressure always breaks. So like you could think of like glass, anything if glass has pressure, it'll break sooner or later. So
Yeah, that's a great quote right there. Um, so going into college, what are your like main goals by the end of your collegiate career?
yeah, so it's obviously as a team to win an NCAA championship, and
hmm
we had the chance to do it. We're bringing in a great team at Tennessee for the class of 2024 and 2025 already. Um, so yeah, I was it's the win or as a team is to win a national championship either on the course or on the track. It doesn't matter. But individually, it's win an individual championship in something, and hopefully make I wouldn't say like make Nats my in the 1500 my first year, but like I
hmm
would say like you know compete and really get my name out there, and I mean, shock some people really my freshman year. And then, go pro is the really big goal I have, and
hmm
see in the Olympics. So,
Okay. So if you were to go pro, what team or what like brand would you want to sponsor you right now?
right now I would say probably Nike, just because I've always ran Nike stuff, but it's really, who, treats me the best, who treats me like a family, rather
hmm
than just a runner. Uh, so like, on Cloud, New Balance is up there. So,
Okay. So who is your favorite person to race against?
favorite person to race against. Um, I would have to go with one of my future teammates at Tennessee, probably Will Conway. Me and
Uh-huh.
him we're always battling out to the finish, and we go to a lot of races that we see each other at. So yeah, I would have to go probably Will Conway.
Okay, changing it up a bit here. Who is your favorite superhero?
Oh, hold on, what? I don't know my jersey. Captain America. Duh.
Okay, I had a feeling.
Yeah.
So was that your teammate who wore the Batman singlet then as well?
So Ty, that's Ty. He's from West Virginia. He's actually going to Tennessee as well, but he's a class of 2025 guy. So,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
yeah, but we actually me all the Tennessee guys we actually planned that after Nike Indoor. We
Mhm.
were uh for our postseason races, we're gonna all wear Avengers singlets, and like and Oasis did an amazing job making them for us. They some great high quality singlets. So yeah, it's just something fun we did.
Okay. So what are three random facts about you?
Three random facts. Um, let's see. Let me think of this for a second. All right, first, uh, like I said, I'm a huge fisherman. Like
Mhm.
if I'm not running, I'm usually fishing. And I love being outdoors. Like I don't play any video games, but like being outdoors is just like what I've always like to do. And um third third fact. This is probably not really a fact, but I'm a huge shoe guy. Like I love shoes. So if somebody would sponsor me, I would love it.
Okay, here's like a would you rather question. Would you rather catch a 7 pound bass or run a 3:59 mile?
Oh, I think it depends on the 7 pound bass. I think it depends on what lake you go
Okay.
to. Like, say, my lake, I live on Smith Lake, so it's like super rare to catch a 7 pound bass. But
Hmm.
I think I'd have to go with 3:59 mile, especially
Okay.
like 3:59 mile in high school.
Yeah. So obviously going into the future, what do you think your like main event will be? Do you think you'll stick with a mile, or do you think you'll move up distance?
Yeah. So we, I've talked to Carlson about this as well. So he likes to he don't like for like a lot of freshmen to run the 10K on the track at least,
Mm.
just because like that he thinks it saves your legs, saves your body. So I think like freshman year or like sophomore year, maybe even junior year, I'll be like 1,500 to 5K, and I may move up to 10K, maybe not, I don't know, but I think I see myself as 1,500 to 5K.
Okay. So before I ask you the next couple questions, first I have like a pre-question. Do you follow running? Like,
What'd you say?
do you follow running as like the sport?
Oh yeah, yes sir, yes I do.
Okay. So these questions will make more sense then. So in your opinion, who's the most underrated runner right now?
Underrated runner, like is that like pro or
Yeah, I would say pro.
um? Let's see. I I would say I don't know. Um, Yarden Goose does get a lot of hype, but
Hmm.
he is still kind of underrated, like towards Jakob and Josh Kerr.
Hmm.
Uh, Hobbs Kessler has been doing great in the.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he dropped out of the Bowerman Mile, but there was he got tripped up. He's been doing
Yeah, it
great though.
wasn't really his choice.
Yeah. Uh, let's see. I don't know. What about you? Who do you think's the
I have two guys. One being Sam Plakel, who's just an amazing American miler, and I feel like he's just been so consistent, and like he's just been very undervalued. And like
mm,
Stewie McSwain, he's a big name, but he just doesn't get as much recognition as he should, I feel like.
yeah, that is true. And I will say, Cameron Myers.
Oh, that's a good option.
He's super young.
Hmm.
But I mean, he wins a lot, and people know him from being young, but he don't get as much recognition as he should.
Yeah. So my next question is, who do you think the greatest American distance runner of all time is?
Oh, uh, shoot. I would say I had to go Prefontaine. I know that's kind of a basic answer,
Okay.
but dude, Prefontaine, he kind of like set the bar for everybody. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
and like there was like no super shoes. One, the tracks were not good at
Hmm.
all, and he still ran crazy times. So
Okay. So, in your opinion, would you rather race like Steve Prefontaine or more like Nick Simmons, versus like leading versus sitting and kicking?
um, I mean, I like leading too. I like leading races. So I feel like it would be like a super fast race if I could get up,
Hmm.
on hands level and we could like both lead. I feel like that'd be a huge like race, like a fast race. So
Hmm.
probably I would go like Prefontaine, definitely.
Okay. So my next question is, are you a Josh Kerr guy or Jakob Ingebrigtsen guy?
Um, Josh Kerr is more of an underdog. So I think
Hmm.
Josh Kerr, sure.
Okay. So how do you feel about Jakob Ingebrigtsen's interesting style of training being like double threshold?
Um, you know, I think that it work. I think for if it works for you, do it.
Mhm.
But I personally I don't think I would double threshold. Especially like that, because there's not enough information about it, I guess.
Yeah.
And like my training, it's like very, it's not super complex at all.
Mhm.
One 2 workouts a week. Double on the workout days. Other than that, don't double. Um, but I would go. Uh, don't I don't like it.
Okay. So I'm gonna hit you with a couple more would you rather's. The first one being track or cross country.
Ooh, probably I don't know. Maybe like the season I'm in, I guess if that makes sense. So like if I'm in cross country season, probably cross
Okay.
country. But I don't know. Track it. I feel like track's just like more fun. More people watch it. Yeah.
Okay. That's actually funny because I've like asked a bunch of people that question, and they always a couple of them always say the one that I'm not in. So the one that so it's like the opposite of you, which is just kind of
Really.
interesting.
Yeah. That is
Yeah,
odd. That's weird.
I agree more with you on that, because
Yeah.
I
The
feel
one.
like you're more in the moment then.
Yeah.
Okay. So diet or training?
Diet.
Yeah, like nutrition, like what you
Okay.
eat or training.
Oh my goodness. Training for sure. Like,
Okay.
all right. And this is gonna sound bad. I do not have a diet at all. Like literally, the only thing I don't do is drink sodas during the season. So like, I won't drink sodas during the season. And like after Arcadia, or I would say before Arcadia, I drink a soda 2 days before Arcadia. So, and like my pre-race breakfast. So like if I'm racing a night race, my pre-race breakfast will be like I'll go to Waffle House. I'll get a
Hmm.
huge like breakfast, lunch, and a brunch. Um, so I'll get like a chocolate chip waffle, um, hash browns, super greasy hash browns, um, the eggs, bacon, the sausage, things like that. Just like I think
Hmm.
if you're running that many miles, you're just gonna all run it. You're gonna run it off, and like you need the calories. That's what
Yeah,
you burn. So I think it's more of a myth than like, or at least for me, like I feel like it's more of a myth than like helps you for real, like diet.
yeah. Okay, mileage or intensity?
Um, I think in certain times and certain events is different. So, say I'm
Mhm.
training for the 3200, you want more mileage. So, um, my training this season went like training for the 32. I was training for Arcadia. I was going full aerobic, so like I was going tempos. So like 4 mile tempos, but like they were kind of fast, 450, 455. Uh
Mhm.
and then as soon as I ran a 38, I switched over to, 300s, 400 work, 200 work, more speed work for the mile. And maybe for 800. I'm not really an 800 guy, but I would say like if you're training for the mile, you need there's a certain base of aerobic work, tempo work that you need, and there's also a certain base of anaerobic work, which is speed work that you need too.
Okay.
So yeah.
So, in your opinion, what is the most difficult track event? Or track and field event, I guess.
mm, let's see. The 800 is pretty hard. You go lactic,
Hmm.
um, but probably I don't know. The last 600 of the 3200 is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I will
If
say
you
that.
could, yeah, if you could add one track event or field event, what would it be?
Hmm. I would give probably like I don't know. Mm, a Dr. Pepper mile.
That's a good option.
Yeah.
Me and my coach always joke about how I'm going to be doing the backwoods gritty 2 mile after every event.
Oh,
So that
for
would be a
sure.
fun one to add.
Yeah.
Okay, next one is, do you think you could qualify for nationals in the speed walking mile? I think the qualifying standard was 8:20.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. The speed walking mile is a fraudulent event, dude. It's like nobody does it. It's looked upon, but I mean, I think I could do it. For a 2 mile, I think that converts to about a 7:30 walking mile.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could quit running to do one other sport and be like as talented as you are, what sport would that be?
Ooh. Basketball. Duh.
Basketball?
See, like football. If you ever look at like football players can't play basketball, but like basketball players
Hmm.
could. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like they're more versatile than football
Uh,
players. So yeah, it would definitely be basketball.
okay. How tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
Are you Duncan?
I can touch rim.
You can touch rim.
Yeah.
Um, Tennessee may get a double sport athlete there going into next year.
Two sport athlete. Yeah.
Okay. So by the end of your career as a runner, what are three things you want to achieve?
Mm, let's see. I mean, I would say a lot of them are my goals. Win a national title as a team, as an individual too. Um, I want to, you know, um, set a good example for like other runners, other like younger runners, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, also, I guess make it pro. Yeah,
Okay. So I don't have any more questions for you, but if you have any for me, you can ask them. If not, I can end the video.
yeah. Man. So when did you get this channel started?
So I think it was a bit more than a year ago, and I was at a track with my brother. I just finished my track workout. He was still cooling down, and I was just like bored, so I was just thinking of stuff in my mind. And I was like, I should start a YouTube channel. And then I saw my brother running, and I was like, the Run Fast podcast. And I was just like, I'm gonna get this started. So I got a couple of runners in Georgia first that
Yeah,
I could reach out to easily, and then just been kind of growing. And I got some big names. So yeah.
yeah. That's amazing. Like that, you kind of know whenever something like is gonna work. So like the run
Hmm.
fast, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a hype name for sure. And I'm gonna give you some other runners to reach out to. So like
Okay.
some in Tennessee guys, obviously like Will Conway.
Yeah.
You could go. He's from Australia. His name's Charlie Moore.
Okay.
He's gonna be at Tennessee starting to fall. And Jake Liebert, he's a funny guy. You need to reach out to him. He'll have fun on here.
Okay. Okay.
But other than that, yeah, that's really all the questions I have. And also, how'd you make the background? That's super nice. I like it.
So my dad actually helped me with that because he has to do it for work, and I just got my logo that my friend actually made for me, and you can just go in the settings and change the background. So
Heck yeah, that's nice. I like it.
yeah. Just,
But heck yeah, that's what all the questions I have for today.
okay. Thank you so much for letting me interview.
Hey, thanks, man. I hope you make it big.
Thank you. You too.
All right, see ya.